Drop and give me 20, you maggots. I don't know what 20 of, but hey, if this guy's charisma isn't enough to make you do it, then I don't know who could. But there's a soldier ready to join the team, everyone. But he ain't just any new recruit. He's been recoded for war. Now, I typically don't lay down my praise immediately, but I gots to tell ya, I like this guy. So let's discuss. But what's this? Not starting with a character stats beard. What blasphemy. It's true, I switched things up a bit. However, I have a good reason to. For you see, what's to follow will be a showcase of the character on default. But since it's once again default themselves who have brought us this mod, there are a ton of options to make the soldier your own. Seriously, chances are you can make your soldier be nothing close to mine, and that's neat. So have fun. But here's that familiar sight, everyone. So how is the soldier here holding up upon entering the constant? Well, pretty good, I'd say. He sits at 150 hunger, 125 sanity, and 200 health, which is about as average as they can get at the end of the day, so he could certainly hold his own on the battlefield. But here's the thing. He doesn't have to. For you see, one man is not an army. The soldier here gets that, and the bulk of his character is all about recruitment, loyalty, and then maintaining a healthy squad. So right off the bat, you're going to notice that a mob's loyalty will actually be indicated now above their heads for us. But in the background, said mobs are also actually benefiting from more loyalty. 10% more to be exact. It's very similar to a perk of Woody's, of course. So get going, recruits. There's a war to win. Or maybe not. But hey, at least you tried. While we're here, though, we best mention the soldier's unique revival mechanic that involves his very own gravestone. If you had friends, unlike Beard, they would be able to interact with said gravestone in order to bring the soldier back into the fold. So, there you go. Oh, and I suppose here's a look at his ghost before the end of the video. But his last main perk to discuss, his full moon nonsense. Come this time, he quote-unquote transforms into a cardboard abomination that results in a big-time sanity drain, a benefit to his chopping and resource picking speeds, gains damage resistance, and even deals more damage himself overall. Very nice. And note that the sanity drain actually stops and reverses when performing said tasks to boot. I have no clue what's happening, but hey, enjoy it. But let's get to talking about what the soldier here actually spawns in with, like the Market Gardener here. It is indeed a melee weapon that will deal 34 damage a hit at 100 uses total. However, it is also going to act as a shovel along the way, which is great fun. So get to digging into skulls or digging some trenches, folks. He also spawns in with something called the Buff Banner, and it is available to use as just a normal backpack, as you can see here. But it is so much more than that, mind you. The Buff Banner is our first step into the many buffs the soldier can give to loyal mobs, other players, and even himself. And this time, it's all about the damage. After the banner recharges for a day, we can use it to increase damages by 50% overall. Good stuff. Note, however, we can forego that 1 day recharge by dealing damage to our enemies for faster, more consistent buff times. So get to it. And his last spawn item is the soldier's helmet here. A headgear armor that grants us 80% protection from attacks at 300 durability overall. And they're pretty straightforward, and that's good, because you're probably gonna need them. Heck, maybe you'll even use them to help not only recruit more pork to the team, for example, but also protect them along the way. But yes, giving mobs these helmets can actually start their loyalty timers without having to give them food. So good stuff. But a soldier's arsenal goes well beyond that, everyone. We have got some special pickaxes, more buffs to give, more ways to build our armies, and then some, underneath our very own crafting tab here. Oh, and just like how you can choose to be on the red or blue team, some of these items have many skins too, so enjoy them. But for now, let's stick to building up our armies and keeping them loyal to us. And the team captain hat here is going to be absolutely crucial to that. Throw some papyrus, charcoal, and mosquito sacks together for a hat item that will double the loyalty timer of any recruited mob nearby instantly without having to give them more foodies. Great stuff, but be careful about taking it off, as you'll then lose all loyalty with every mob immediately. Oh, and enjoy the plus 4.6 sanity per minute gain while it's atop your noggin to boot. But back to them buffs we alluded to. The battalion's backup here is going to help us obtain another one of them, all the while still acting as a normal backpack, all the same as the previous buff banner, mind you. Only this time, the buff we're going to provide is all about defense, folks. Nearby players, loyal mobs, and ourselves gain an additional 60% damage reduction for a short time. And yes, it will stack with other armors too. The buff does need to recharge for a day again. However, we can choose to speed things up again through dealing damage to our enemies. Have fun. But our final, big-time backpack buff will come from the Conjurer here. Yes, it will work identically to the others that we have been mentioning here today. Only this time, it'll grant us 60% faster movement speeds and even restore 10% of the damage we deal back to us as health. Very nice. And yes, all of that is going to work for everyone and every loyal thing around. So zoom zoom and stay alive. But speaking of, sometimes some of us need a little more motivation to get moving. So luckily, the disciplinary action here is at the ready. Throw together some needed materials to thus wield a melee weapon that when used on other players or loyal mobs instead will actually grant both them and us yet another 60% increase to our movement speeds, everyone. Now it doesn't last very long, but hey, it is kind of fun to use, and it looks like every survivor has a unique thing to say about getting whipped, and that's just hilarious. Whip 'em good. But the last craft of the day is the Equalizer here. It is an easy craft, however it's got a lot going for it. The Equalizer can be used as a pickaxe, as you can see. And it's a basic melee weapon too if you do so choose to use it as such. And it begins at 27.2 damage overall. But interestingly enough, that will climb to a max of 68 damage as our health decreases. Not only that though, it's also going to grant us a movement speed increase as health plummets too. And that will even climb to a maximum of 40%. But even that's not all, folks. For you see, when held, the weapon marks us for death. And this means we will take 50% more damage per attack. So be careful out there. War is hell. But folks, it looks like that will have to do it for now. However, one last thing. His beating voice. Give it a listen. And there you have it, everyone. Soldier, the Re-Codening by default, and Matham99. As said prior, I just really enjoy this character for some reason. I think it's because I just like his focus on loyalty and how to balance it, along with the buffs he can choose, over just making him literally a soldier who, on the front lines, shooting things. So all that, coupled with his own mechanics and perks, makes him a very worthy member of the team in my opinion. Great work to all those who ever had a hand in bringing this mod to us. Thanks for it. And thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. You still owe me 20. And I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.